Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven today with an anime figure haul, and as you can see, this is a big one. My most recent figure haul was around 2 months ago, and that was mostly affordable, cheap stuff, low budget Chinese scale figures being the majority. This time around, things have gotten a lot more expensive. Out of all of these, there is only one low budget Chinese figure, while the rest are actually premium scale figure stuff from both Japanese and Chinese brands. And there is also some merchandise to explore, this one right here. So I will just put this on the floor first. And on top of that, I have purchased another new camera over here, the Nikon ZF, or for those of you living in the US, Nikon ZF, right? So this is a $2,000 camera, body only, not including lens. But I always get my stuff below market value, below MSRP price whenever I can, regardless of whether it is anime figure or cameras, lenses, or anything else. So I paid like $1,600 for one brand new instead of $2,000. And I've also picked up a standard zoom lens, which is normally $600, but I paid $450 for a brand new one. But it is not like I paid over $2,000 in total. I sold one of my existing Canon cameras. I wasn't happy with that camera, to be honest, and I have been using it for the past 1 year. And that is a good camera, except that Canon R8 is... the colors coming out from the camera I'm not exactly happy with. I often have to tweak the colors of the video, and it was a pain to match it with my other colors. The colors just look different and kind of awful for anime figures for some reason. I like Nikon colors better, so here we are. So after selling off the Canon camera and topping up some cash, I paid almost $1,000. Yeah, $1,000, both camera and lens combined. So this is 1,000 bucks over here, and you're not seeing the camera in my hands because it is right up here above me, currently in use for my overhead unboxing video later on. And here we have stuff from Taobao, from Hobby Link Japan, from H-Poi as well. This is actually from H-Poi, a Chinese figure store. I'm not sure if they are based in Shenzhen. I think it is in somewhere in Guangzhou. A very big figure store in China, one of the bigger ones. And they even have their own website, hpoi.net, which is a bit like myfigurecollection.net. They have a figure database, and users actually upload sample photographs of newly released figures over there. It is like the Chinese version of MFC. So I bought something from them as well. The only issue with this store is that they don't ship internationally. You need a proxy service. Yeah. If you don't know which proxy service to go for to purchase stuff from China, I have a link down below, superbuy.com. Can make use of my link to sign up for a free account. Great services for buying anything from Taobao China or any Chinese website for the matter. Right, so without further ado, we have a long way to go, and let's get started with the unboxing part over here. So which one shall I begin? Let's start with this one over here, which I believe is a low budget Chinese figure. Alright, so this is a pretty long box from the looks of it, but it is a 1/6 scale figure. And I don't usually pre-order low budget figures that often, so I bought this in stock right after it came out. You just have to love it when a figure that cost $50, $60, they are still protecting it so well with all these corner braces. Okay, the box is still damaged despite the protection, but no low budget figure. Right. Okay, this is trash quality box, unfortunately. So here we have, once again, I don't know what is her name. I think the name is Wrestler Casey, written on top of the box. This is by Animaster. Am I correct? Yes, this is an Animaster scale figure. 1/6 scale, but this is really tall. Box condition is not great, but hey, this is cheap. This is roughly 250 Chinese yuan. Let me double check for a second. Oh no, it is 299 Chinese yuan, right? And I'm putting the currency conversions on screen. This is before shipping or any taxes naturally. So here we have the first one, the next one. Coming from H, boy, more corner braces. So in today's figure haul video, we have a bit of everything. This is a Nikke figure. And on top of Nikke, we also have Azur Lane, we have Honkai Star, and what else do we have? Unfortunately, no FGO. It is all Nikke's fault. I feel bad for NTRing FGO because as a fan of FGO, I'm buying everything else other than FGO right here. You know, just because there are corner braces on the shipping carton box, it does not mean the figure box inside will not take any damage. All a corner brace does is to prevent corner damage, dented corners. But if the quality of the carton box is bad, the box is too soft, not rigid, then the whole thing will still cave in anyway, which is why a quality box is so important when it comes to shipping. Well, for low budget figure, I'm okay with that, but this is a high quality box, so I expect it to be fine. This scale figure over here. Alright, so okay, this one is in perfect shape from the looks of it. This is like the first time in many years that I have bought an Amakuni scale figure, brand new and just released. This is a newly released figure, just came out a month, 2 months ago roughly. So right here we have Goddess of Victory Nikke, 1/7 scale Alice from Amakuni. I like Nikke a lot that I did not wait for any bargain bins to happen. I paid full price for this, full recommended retail price. So let me confirm it for a second. There we go, 1158 Chinese yuan, which is roughly close to 23,000 yen. Yeah, 23k in Japanese yen. That is pretty much the MSRP of this without the Japanese 10% GST tax. This is a good box. Yeah, it is quite solid, and this should be the limited version, I think. Yeah, and the one with the extra faceplate. Hopefully I got the right one. I went for the limited version. So today's figure haul theme is pink hair anime girls. A lot of pink hair today. So which is the next pink hair girl we should go for? Okay, let's go for this one. I think this is Azur Lane, right? More corner braces. I love it because it protects my figures, and also I get to reuse it later. When I do sell some of my figures, I mean, when you buy 5-6 figures every month like that, then you know, you run out of space pretty quickly. So only about roughly half of the figures I buy, half of all the figures I buy, I will keep them. The rest I sell them. This is a tough box, so I expect things to look good over here. Wow. Giant airbags, wow. Okay, this is overkill when it comes to protection, but I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. Wow. What the heck, man? This is polyurethane foam, bio foam. Something that actually diorama makers use a lot. Alright, what do we have right here? What? Plain box? Okay. Okay, oh no, it is not plain. So this one is not a new release. I'm not sure when this came out. Must be at least a year ago, if not longer. Which means this is a bargain bin purchase. That's right. I'm trying not to buy too much Azur Lane stuff. So when I do purchase one, it is often because of a low cost, a low price. We are looking at Mimeyoi's 1x6 scale Bremerton. 1x6. Nice. So the box is pretty unique in design, I have to say. This has to be part of the box, I think. Yeah, it is part of the box. And the amount I paid for this Bremerton, 509 Chinese yuan. 509, that's right, with the conversions on screen. Huge bargain bin, and since it is so cheap at 1x6 scale, why not? And it is a premium scale figure. Moving up next, pink hair girl again. So Apex Toys, which means, yep, Honkai Star, the new release from Apex Toys, a 1x7 scale, March 7th. More corner braces. I just have to love the way Apex Toys packages their figures. It is the same every time. Oh, free stuff. Special color paper, something like that. So a lot of Chinese figures, they come with bonus items in the box. But this is often for the China release version. I'm not sure if the Japanese release version, if you get it from Army, Hobby Link Japan, I'm not sure if you will get stuff like this, because these kind of things, they are usually, yeah, China exclusive. But I won't be opening this, but it is nice to have. The box is not perfect, but fine. See, there are some creases on the side right here, right? This is still a solid box, so I'm not sure how they managed to damage it. Maybe it happened, yeah, it should have happened during shipping, I suppose. This is Apex Toys 1x7 scale, March 7th from Honkai Star. I also paid full MSRP price for this. This is one of my early pre-orders. Like I said earlier, I don't pre-order stuff much, but I pre-ordered this one. Came out in late August, I think. In China, was it late August? Yeah, I think so. And then I waited a few weeks because I wanted for my billing cycle to pass before I pay up for the remainder amount. And here we are today. So the price for this thing, if you get it directly from Apex Toys official store in China, that is where I got it from, and that is via Taobao once again. Okay, I had to top up 838 Chinese yuan, but I believe that the deposit was like close to 160, 180. I think the total is like 1,000 Chinese yuan, which is quite a bit cheaper than Japanese websites. Once again, because it is Chinese brand, I'm putting the actual MSRP in Chinese and the conversions right here on screen. I paid full price for this. Good quality box. This is pretty tough. So 4 pink hair girls by now. The 5th one is not pink hair. She just happened to be releasing at the same time, that's why. But anyways, the last one here is from Hobby Link Japan, also an early pre-order of mine. So this one is really expensive because I paid like 25,000 yen, full MSRP price once again for the early bird pre-order. And then I just went straight for DHL, which is like another 9,000 yen to ship it to my country. I just did not care anymore because I want things to arrive at the same time as my other stuff so that I can get this video out as per schedule. Yeah. Okay. This one has a huge box. Yep, huge one. Here we go. This is Good Smile Company's 1x7 scale Kosaka Wakamo swimsuit version from Blue Archive. Huge box, what the heck. When I saw complaints, on Reddit and online in general saying that the box is huge, I was like, oh, this is great. DHL is going to cost a lot. Yeah, 9,000 yen, which is a lot for those of us living here in Asia. Maybe 9,000 yen is considered cheap for those of you watching from the UK or the US, but it is a lot of money for shipping for one single figure in my case. Right, so now we will open up the outermost box one by one, and we'll just begin with Kosaka Wakamo. I have to move this aside because it is obstructing my light source. So where is the seal? Ah, okay. Must be here, right? Yes, it is. Oh no, this is so intimidating. Each time I see a long instruction sheet like this, I get a bit scared. How many parts are there? This is insane, man. Okay, I think I will be opening this thing up. I will need the instructions for this one. Oh my god. Finally, we get instructions in English. It has been for the longest time ever that a lot of anime figures comes with instruction in Japanese only, and they're selling to international customers. Doesn't really make much sense, isn't it? Okay, I thought it was two full pages. It is only one, fortunately. Trying very hard not to accidentally slash the figure over here. Are there metal wires? I don't think so. Oh, this looks fabulous. Craftsmanship and paintwork. Look at the gradients here. I'm very happy with what I'm seeing already. I think Good Smile rarely disappoints in this regard. And I'll open this up later when we go into the assembly section of today's video. Up next, we have Casey from Animaster. When this figure went on pre-order back then, late last year, I saw the pre-order pictures. I already wanted it badly. So here we are. I bought it pretty soon after she came out. They did not have any space, so they just taped it to the side. Interesting. So it looks like we only need to plug the figure into the base and not much else. Oh, we have something behind. Okay, I'm keeping this with me just in case. This is something different from the usual. Oh, wow. I'm just speechless. I'm loving what I'm seeing already. And yes, we do have a 3D eye faceplate from the looks of it. Moving up next, we have Bremerton right here. So most likely I need to remove the outer cover. Oh, okay. This is a pretty unique way to pack a figure. I've never seen anything like this before. And this would be, we have stickers over here for some reason. Please, I hate stickers, man, when it comes to anime figures. Let me have a look. What is this? We have a couple of stickers right here. And is this an instruction sheet? It is. Oh god. Okay, I will be keeping this with me as well. I'm not sure what the sticker is for, but I don't see myself using it. I'm not sure why this figure bargain bin, because it looks good to me, but we need to take a closer look, right? Hopefully there are no major quality control issues that I'm not aware of. Moving up next, Alice from Nikke. Another instruction sheet. What the heck, man? Why does everything today have assembly guides and they appear to be pretty complex? This will end up being a pretty long figure haul video. Ah, I see. You need to remove her hands before you can remove her head and swap out the faceplate. Got it. Everything is wrapped in plastic. Wow, look at this. Satin finish. Nice. Okay, so putting this aside, the last one here, March 7th. More instruction sheets, of course. I think I have a rough idea. Alright, so well, Apex Toys, no, I wouldn't expect any less. This looks very good. I nearly dropped it. Jeez. Okay, looking fine. Now we shall switch up the camera angles and proceed with assembly of every single figure right here. Now, firstly, the base. Wow. This is one heck of a base, and it is, well, it is quite solid to be honest, but if it arrives broken, then you need to question what kind of shipping services you're using, I suppose. The best thing about this base is that it is heavy, it is weighty, so it means that the figure is going to be very stable. I'm not sure what kind of material they use. I wonder if there is any metal within here. I think this entire region down here, Yep, this entire curved region, it is full metal inside. There is quite a bit of weight over here. This can't be just plastic. So once again, a big thumbs up. Even with Hu Tao, back then when I reviewed her, I gave her base a 10 out of 10. This is most likely to be a 10 out of 10 base as well. Great. Okay, and we have one single metal foot peg right here in the center. Up next, the figure. So okay, I think her foot peg, it slides in very easily, though the last 1mm is kind of tight, and I will stop right here. I won't push the figure all the way down because in case I want to take apart the figure and disassemble it for any reason, then it would be a lot easier. So most of it slide in nicely except that last 1mm, I'm leaving it the way it is. Okay, so her hand, which is removable, I suppose. Well, it is quite obvious right here anyways. I love her crossbow. There's a hint of science fiction, science fiction-ish design to it. Okay, so it is supposed to go in this way. So, alright, this is a lot simpler than I expected. I understood that according to the instruction, this string over here is supposed to go behind this piece of ribbon over here. And that is all. So let me remove this. Okay, not too difficult. Okay, I think the best way to do it is to put the string behind here first. Yes. I think that's the way to do it. Am I doing it correct? Yes, I am. Okay. So what do you think? Early impressions, I am very happy. And like I said earlier, each time I buy a batch of new figures, half of them will be sold. And I was putting my full chain on sale from Honkai Star, but this one, I will be keeping it. So very good first impression right here. Now we shall push her aside and go for the next figure. So let's, I almost forgot about the other thing right here. Hold on a second. There is one more box over here. I was waiting for this moment to unbox it. Okay, so what do we have right here? Okay, fine. Okay, fine. I knew that I needed to assemble this thing, but I wasn't expecting something so complex. So this is kind of like... Okay, this is a bit frustrating or disappointing. I knew that I had to assemble, but I was expecting things to be simple. Apparently, it isn't. And yes, so this is like an acrylic plate fan-made stuff, not genuine or anything, not licensed. This is March 7th, and I have Doro over here, and I need to put this together. I'm not sure how long it is gonna take, and I'm not exactly, really good at these kind of things. No instructions from the looks of it. I'm so screwed. Yeah. So I am putting this video on screen right now, and that is how it is supposed to work once you assemble it. And I was thinking of displaying, this March 7th acrylic stand of some kind over here next to this figure and plug it into my power bank or something. And it is hilarious, isn't it? But no, I am not assembling this thing right now, and I'm not sure if I will ever get it right. But these things are so cheap, they are like 50 to 70 Chinese yuan each. So I purchased it as an experiment, I suppose. Okay, so all of these will go back into the box for now. And the worst part is that I'm not sure if I have the time to assemble that stuff. Yeah, which is why mainly nowadays I don't really play around with Gunpla anymore, even though I love those kind of things. Okay, let's move on to the next figure. This is a quick one, so let's get it done as soon as possible. We have so many figures to assemble today. Okay, so this is the base. So this clear plastic base, kind of easy to scratch, but we do have a couple of metallic foot pegs. Yeah, as usual. So these Chinese brands, regardless of how cheap the figures are, they give us metal foot pegs anyway, which is always nice to see. The faceplate, as usual. Yeah, 3D eye faceplate as usual, which I'm fine with it, but I'm not exactly a big fan. So this one is going back into the box in my case. I won't be using it, and I will show it again in a dedicated figure review later on. Next up, the figure. Wow, she has a fabulous backside. This is very tight. Okay, it went in, but once again, that last 1mm, I'm not forcing the figure all the way in. The next part would be the tail, I think. Yep, the tail. Okay, I get it. So yeah, we are getting two tails over here. Here we have fluffy tail. Right, and there is a metal frame inside. You can bend it into any shape you want. So how do I even plug this thing in? There should be a metal peg, right? So I need to make this fur over here as neat as possible and then jam it into her ass. Whatever, I'm not wasting time on this. So okay, the next part, we'll go through that again in my detailed review later on. As usual, I will review every single individual figure in detail separately later on in future uploads. So here is the solid normal tail, I suppose. Okay, this is the right size for her butt hole, yes. Anyways, I love it. But if there is one small critique I have about this figure is that I suppose that the shading on the hair is a bit light, and then this front piece over here is a bit loose. Yeah. Right? It is a bit too loose to my liking. Look at that, man. This is not good. No, this front hairpiece over here, you're supposed to remove this. And also her glasses, and then you can swap out her faceplate. But this is, yeah, not exactly pleased with this part over here. Which is such a shame because the rest of the figure looks really good. 1/6 scale, big. I love big figures. Okay, so here is our second pink hair girl of the day. And we put her aside. Up next, Bremerton. Okay, so first up, we have the base right here. Wow, this is a heavy base. I guess that if there's one thing good about Mimeyo is that their figures all come with heavy premium bases. The bad news is that they are very easy to scratch. My Taiho base is so badly scratched. Wow, this is heavy. This is a solid block of plastic. And look how thick it is. How many metal foot pegs do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 metal foot pegs. Alright. I think by the time I'm done assembling this figure, the bottom of the base would be scratched up already. I like how easily it goes in, but then there is this reassuring feeling that the part just goes in nicely, smoothly, but also very tight. There is a tight feeling. So it is not like the parts are very loose. I'm not actually following the sequence in the instruction manual. So next up, this tennis racket. It looks amazing. The paintwork on this is great. The only unfortunate part is that we have a metal peg sticking out, which is, well, inevitable, I suppose. This one is a bit loose, but not a problem because the metal peg is long enough. Yeah, so it won't be dislodged easily. Next up, KFC. Next up, KFC. Yep, Azur Lane's mascot Manju, but then I love calling it KFC. Very reassuring click once again. Next up, the figure. Aha, her skirt is removable. Let's see. If I can separate her waist region, can I? Yes, it is. Normally, when you see a plastic film being shoved in underneath the skirt, it means that the figure can be splitted into two halves. So this one, how do I put it so that I don't scratch it? Yep. Wow. Unfortunately, I couldn't show you guys the backside. It's too cultured for YouTube. It is almost like G-string. They can be so messy, those plastic films. Okay, so this one, where's the foot peg? Right there. This is a tad bit difficult because, yeah, her left hand is supposed to go into the fence, yet I need to push her leg down into the foot peg over here. This is a bit tough. I need to turn it around for a second. This is pretty difficult. From the looks of it, I think there is magnet. You see this metal piece over here? This piece. Yeah. I think that is a magnet. I can't be sure yet. Interesting, because there is another matching, metal piece over here. We will see. So, alright. She is in. Fortunately, not too difficult. I can't really verify if that is a magnet because it almost looks like one to me, but I have to plug it this way in and Can't really tell when there is a normal solid foot peg next to it. Okay, and the last part would be her racket bag. Oh, this is heavy. I love it. This is weighty as well. So for the tennis bag right here, heavy dose of shading on the paint work. Looks pretty good overall. And where should I put this? Is this on? You see, there's no mention of where do you put the tennis bag. I have to take a look at the official product pictures, but okay, let's put it wherever I wish. So okay, let's do it this way. For now, let's do it this way. And one last part over here, yep, her water bottle. So this one goes into her right hand. It just slides in, I suppose. Yep. Okay, so the blue bottle goes into her right hand just nicely, the right amount of tightness, not too loose. And with this super gloss finish over here, I don't expect the blue paint to transfer into her right hand. And now early impressions is that I'm not sure why this Squiggle bargain bin, at least in China, looks really good to me. Not seeing major quality control issues, but if there's one thing I don't like, I feel like the paint work on the hair can be nicer, and I don't mean that in a quality sense, but more like her hair looks a bit dull. If they went for a semi-gloss finish, it might look better, yeah. But I will save the details for my future review. I'm liking this figure so far. Moving up next, let's get this over with, shall we? So, Alice. First up, the base. So this is what the base looks like. Amakuni always does this, you know. It is not an ugly base, but it is still a plain disc base. This Alice figure is roughly the same price as March 7th earlier. But yeah, look at the base and compare it. I just noticed a couple of these tiny parts over here in the box, and after going through the instruction, apparently it is a pair of strings over here. And these are temporary ones. I'm supposed to remove them and replace it with this one. Interesting. So there shouldn't be much assembly otherwise. I have to say I have always loved Amakuni's paintwork, and this is no different. Okay, went in relatively easily, I guess. Okay, so at the front here, these two plastic pieces, I'm supposed to replace it, as you can see. One more here. Yeah, I have to turn the figure around this time. So yeah, these two tiny parts over here, it is it is weird that I need to put this, install it separately into the figure. How much time am I going to spend on this? Man, I hate this. I really hate this. So there is a very specific angle, and I need to get the angle right, which is pretty annoying to say the least. Alright, so where do I even begin, man? So these two things over here, these two straps over here, you need to insert it at the correct angle. You can't just brute force it in because I did not want to break anything. And here we have the extra head. An entire head. I'm quite surprised by this. I was expecting a face swap, but I think she's wearing a cap, so it is difficult to do that. Alright, so lovely. This is lovely. And this is a Hobby Link Japan exclusive. Apparently, there is a cheaper standard version without this extra head over here. So it really depends. What else can I say? I love Alice, which is why I bought a second scale figure of her. I already have the Flare version. Now I got the Amakuni version. And I wonder if I will buy a 1x4 scale if one day there is a new PVC figure of her by hopefully Hobby Sakura. I don't think I want to buy a Bunny Girl by Freeing. So we move on to the next figure, shall we? Moving on to our last figure of the day. This is possibly my longest figure haul video yet, thanks to all of the assembly work. Okay, let's begin with the base. Okay, firstly, this is what the base looks like. Another sandy base over here. And this is lightweight, it is hollow. It is hollow underneath, but we do have 3 metal foot pegs. Insert the figure into the base as far as possible. Sheesh. Okay, looks fine. Looks like I did not scratch anything. You see, despite being extra careful, sometimes I make the most dumbest mistakes. Okay. At least she can stand without plugging into the base. That's the thing. When you have a figure with a long dress, then you just couldn't see where the pegs are underneath. This is very annoying. Okay, so this is the thing with the assembly process. So ideally, you'll want to push her left leg, her left foot into the main foot peg first. And then this piece over here, it is flexible. It is PVC. Then you can slowly push in one by one. But it is a bit challenging. But thanks to 3 pegs holding the figure into the base, this is probably the most stable figure I will be reviewing this year. Yep, this thing is rigid and rock solid. Okay, the next part, to follow the shape. So this way in. So this is pretty interesting. The way they are doing the face swap over here. Okay, let me demonstrate it quickly. So this is an actual mask in front of her face, interestingly. And all you need to do is to remove the face mask and replace it with this front hairpiece. Okay. So this is moment of truth. Yep. Pretty simple, isn't it? Okay, so if you were to ask me to display her with the mask on or without, I will display her with the mask on because I think this is like the trademark of Kosaka Wakamo as a character in Blue Archive. So this is the one I would go for personally. After all, there are not many anime figures out there with a face mask on their faces. So, switching back, I suppose. Okay, so this metal rod goes through her left hand and past her left shoulder, and this is surprisingly secure. I was expecting the part to be loose, but very secure. I need to show you this up close. This looks amazing. I love the details on her umbrella over here. And right now, I'm feeling really glad to have skipped past the Neon Max version, which is getting a re-release. Maybe in future I will get it, but I'm not feeling too bad about that one going up in value. And this is heavy because all of these frames over here around the umbrella, this is real metal. So this is pretty heavy. Okay, this is A. Yep. That was a lot easier than expected. So, which way is it? Yep, this way I think. Actually, I could have installed this first before putting all these parts on. So that wasn't what the instructions said, but it works either way. So, lovely figure. This is the only figure today that is not pink hair, but it is perhaps the best figure of all. I would say that Apex Toys March 7th comes very close to competing this one with for the best figure. Okay, so as you can see, I have a problem with these parts over here. They seem to fall off very easily. But given the choice, I would prefer a loose part over a tight part because if this thing is too tight and you knock it over, it will break, right? So, yeah, this is a bit loose. I'm not very happy with it, but whatever. Well, with the figure on display, you will be fine, I suppose. Okay, so just now earlier when I was starting to assemble Nikke Alice, my main camera stopped recording and I did not notice. I'm not sure if it was the memory card problem or something like that. And fortunately, I have two cameras running for this reason. In case shit happens, I have a backup over here. Not ideal. I want to switch footages, right? Different angles back and forth, but better than not having any videos at all. And I am not taking these figures apart again just to reassemble in front of a new recording. No, no thank you, because this is tedious. Today's video is rough. So this is my load this time around, my anime figure haul. This is a big one because premium scale figures everywhere. And this figure over here, this Kosaka Wakamo, a bit intimidating initially with the long instruction sheet, but we have one in English, thankfully. And up next would be this one over here, March 7th. This is a close contender. I'm not sure if I could say Apex Toys is better or Good Smile is better this time around, but these two are really close. And unfortunately for Amakuni, I love this figure so much. I love Nikke, I love Alice, but she is being overshadowed a little bit by these two figures over here. I bought Bremerton and this Animaster figure simply because, I wanted to come up with a theme for every anime figure haul video, and this time around it happened to be pink hair coincidentally, except for one figure over here. A really expensive load, including a new camera right there, and I'm not sure when I will assemble that acrylic stand that is powered by a USB-C port. Yep. So which figure over here did you purchase or pre-order? Let me know that in the comments below, if any. And now having seen this early look, right, into these 5-6 figures over here, 5 figures, I can say that this is a good batch this time around, but I'm a bit disappointed by Animaster over there over a loose part. But I will be reviewing every single individual figure in detail, separate videos, so you get to see the figure closer. I suppose that, that camera outage earlier is not really a big negative yet. You get to see my macro shots later on. So that is all for today's figure unboxing. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please do give this video a like and subscribe to this channel for more content like this every week. Until then, thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.